You are currently attracting the bullshit in your life. Every piece, every cent, every inch of everything that you don't want anymore is attracted to you. And until you realize that, until you make the changes within self, that will always be the situation. My name is Henry Lawrence, and welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to dial our own frequency, how to make the changes that we need to make so that we can receive a different experience, and make sure to listen all the way through, because at the very end, we're going to take a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. Now, remember, we are the rising tide. We are meant to lift others up. So if there's something in this episode that gives you a different perspective, a different feeling, a different thought, a different energy, leave a comment, like the video, share it with somebody, share your zone of genius, your understanding of things, your thought process as you go through this so others can read it and we can grow together. So you are attracting your current experience. The law of attraction is not something that once you discover it, it starts working. It's already in place. It's already moving. It's already creating the life for you. And so when you look at life and you say, well, I want more money, I want these things. And again, these are things that I'm working for. When I say I want these things, if I'm not the equal to it, they will not come to me. I will become a chaser. Right? If you find yourself in a loop where you constantly feel like, well, I'm doing the work, I'm doing the situations, I'm doing these things, but the outcome is still the same, it's you. And you can't blame it on the people you're with. You can't say, oh, well, it's my partner, oh, it's my friends, oh, it's this. You cannot do that. You have the power, they have the power. If you change you, your reality will change. It will be up to them if they do the same. You see, when you start cutting those cords and you start rising up, everybody around you has the opportunity to do it, but they'll see what you're doing and they'll have to reflect and do the same. You can't point it out. You can be the example, but you can't point it out, just as I can't point it out with you. I have to speak about it in a way to where you'll reflect and you'll be like, oh, I am being the fucking asshole here. I am the one that keeps losing money. I am the one that can't balance a budget. I am the one that can't, eat a proper diet. I am the one that can't listen to friends without speaking on my problems too. Right? That's what we need. We need pure reflection and think in every aspect in my life, because the saying, as you do one thing, you'll do everything, is so true. Here's an example where people challenge that. Well, there's plenty of people that are rich, but they're overweight, or they're terrible people, or all these things. How can that be divinely aligned? I promise you. Fulfillment in internal state is the goal, not the money. So if you're just trying to create a life of money, you'll have it. But if you're not trying to get everything else, then you'll have the emptiness that comes with everything else. Your internal state is everything. If you don't like your current life and you want a future path or a path that will take you there, look within. You will always fly. You will fly. That's why when we die, we literally rise out of this experience, because when we die, we lose the attachments of the human life. There's no more left. It's literally dead. And so those attachments are dead as well. Now you fly out. Now I believe on a spiritual and energetic level, those attachments are still going to be there, but the physical one is not. So in this life, you have the ability to do it now. You don't have to die to let something go. You don't have to die to move on from something. You don't have to die to move into the next reality. You can just release it. You have the power. You see, you came to this temporary experience knowing that it's temporary. So you knew there was an escape button. You knew that no matter what you went through in this experience, it would end. And the energy and the learnings and the wisdom you could take with you. But what's also true in this physical reality of 4 dimensions is that you can elevate more than just the one death, right? There's ego death. There's self-death. There's belief death. You can have every single one and release every single one. If you didn't have limiting beliefs, you could only believe in the limitless. Do you not understand that? Your limiting beliefs are creating the ceiling. If you remove and you kill the limiting beliefs, then you will soar, because you will become someone that believes in limitless. You become a limitless receiver, a limitless creator, a limitless believer, right? It's all there happening for you, and you have the way to do it. You have the magic within you. You have the path within you. You have the secret sauce. Expand and show yourself. You see, as I'm doing on this podcast, it's embarrassing to do something. Playing that song and singing in front of you, that was embarrassing. But the motherfucker that I'm becoming, right? Even cussing, even pushing out into these new energies. That person that I'm becoming says what he feels, acts on how he believes, and doesn't just soft foot around and be like, well, I don't want to offend this person. I don't want. No, that version of me is okay letting someone else be offended. Right. And it's that way. That's how you say it. You are okay letting someone else be offended. Because the truth is, if you're on your internal path and you're pursuing the higher element of yourself, nobody has domain over you. If you're truly on that, because you're willing to let go of things that don't serve you, doesn't mean you won't be sad, doesn't mean you won't be hurt, doesn't mean you won't feel the loss. But what you won't lose is fulfillment. Right? What you won't lose is our limitless perspective. And so if somebody is feeling a certain way, if someone is upset because of an action that I take that's in alignment with my higher self, that speaks of their current reality. And if I don't make a decision based upon their current reality, then I will match my reality to it. And this is something that I am learning that is so true. If you try to create an experience that is good for someone that's living in a low frequency, the only way you can do it is by lowering your frequency. So whatever thing that's holding you back, whether it's a person, place, a thing, or yourself, you have to understand you cannot do it perfectly for both parties. You cannot do it in a way that is good for both parties. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a jerk or you have to hurt somebody or anything like that. You can be kind, you can be loving, but what you can't do is negotiate on your levels. You cannot negotiate on your frequency settings. You cannot negotiate on your standards. Your standards should always be increasing. Do you realize that if this was your energy, that every single year, if I knew you for years, if every single year your standards for what you allowed in your life rose, what would be required of me? If I wanted to stay in your circle, if I wanted to stay in your presence of where you're going, I would have to come back with higher standards. I would have to come back with higher frequency of myself as a gift. Right? Because that person that's unapologetic about being their higher self, no matter what happens to other people, is a gift. Because if you align with them, if you reflect on yourself, you can keep elevating. You might elevate separately, you might go in different directions, but where you won't go is an area of lack, an area of loss, an area of limit. So you are the creator of your experience, and you are the one limiting it. And it's so easy to look at the physical world and say, well, no, it's it. You don't understand where I come from. People judge me here. I'm different. I look different. I speak differently. You don't understand. They don't like me here. You don't understand. I don't have opportunity like you have. You don't understand. All those things can be true, but the spiritual and frequency element is also true. This world isn't fair. Period. It's not supposed to be. Some people will have it easier. Some people will have more opportunity. Some people will just get things given to them. That's the reality of this life. And that's okay. Because this earth that we are not of, we are coming to. Right? Why could somebody be okay playing a video game with a character that isn't necessarily the strongest, has whatever, and things like that? Why would it be okay? And why would you want to play this game where you go through these elements, there's failures, you go, and you defeat, and then you win the game and relevant to that character? Why does that sound like a good idea? But then when you realize that this life is the same thing, there's so much judgment. Why do you have to start out on top? Why, for things to be okay, do you need the easiest path? Why, for it to be a fair life, do you need to have something? It's because you don't realize what you truly are. A creator, equal power, right? Maybe not equal in frequency, because you got to do work to level that shit up. Discipline, commitment, seeing it through, fortitude, principles. Those things have to be required to get higher level. We're definitely not all in the same frequency. We're the same equally, same, weight as far as energy, soul, spirit. But our frequencies are different because our choices are different. Not our background, not fairness, not equality. Those things are great. It is great to give people opportunity. It is great to create fairness. It is great to have love everywhere. But this is a war. This is a world. This is a life giving you constant lessons that you could level up on. So if God, the creator, universe, whatever, isn't making it fair, isn't making sure it's perfect for everybody, isn't making sure that everyone gets what they need, why should you? right? The universe has one mission: to create a box that we come into where you can elevate. So if that's the mission, that's the purpose. And so you have one purpose: to show up here and elevate. And guess what? When you live in your purpose, you have fulfillment. It doesn't mean everything works out around you. It just means you have fulfillment. And so wherever you are worked out. You are okay. You are where you're supposed to be. That's how this comes together. That's how we make a life of purpose. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath. And when you breathe in, we're going to slow down. We're going to tap back into our I am statements. You're going to say I am, and then pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, fulfilled, conquer, whatever you want. Filthy rich, multi-millionaire daddy. Like, that's what I'm going to go with, right? Got to step in that daddy energy. But you say it. You breathe it in as you say the I am statement. And as you hold your breath, visualize yourself solo in alignment with that energy. And imagine the electricity flowing through you in a cycle of everything that's going in you is pouring into the world and coming back. So you have clarity. So when I say I'm a 7-figure daddy, or I'm going to see that energy flowing through me, going into me by my creation, out into the world, and then back to me. That's what I'm going to see. And as we exhale, allow everything to float away that doesn't resonate. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Everything is happening for you, my friend. So let's rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this episode was impactful. If you haven't already, sign up for my email list. There's a link down below. I send out an update every single time an episode comes out, plus the new community, which I'm so excited to talk about, so excited to get started with, so excited to build. We'll have free access for a limited amount of people that are in my email list. So go down there, subscribe. Now, I know some of you haven't been receiving emails for the past few days. Something happened with my domain, and the username to log into my domain is the domain name, and so I can't receive the email. They're working on the back end. It should be reset. So by the time this episode comes live, the email should be back going out again, and then I can launch the community and we can build it together. This is going to be like a co-building event. Like, I am putting out the energy that the people that come in that early stage for free are creators, want to give opinion, want to give feedback, want to tell me what they need, right? I want to know what you need. I work with people one-on-one. I know how to dive deep and really make transformative work with somebody, but I want to do it on a larger scale. So you initial people, you're so important to me because we are going to build this together. It's going to be a blank slate as we get in there. I still got to even upload my photo, but it's live. It's ready to go. I just haven't invited anybody yet. So if you want the invitation, you must subscribe to the email list in the description. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.